Yo, people, and welcome back to another 3 Men and a Vape show. It is Wednesday, yes, it is. As one great man said, but that's normally on a Sunday. We have got the wonderful panel together. We've got the wonderful Mr. Coyley, which is somewhere over there, I think, and the wonderful Mr. Salford, and our special guest down there, I'm touching his head, the wonderful Flatcap Vapor. It's nice to have you back on, brother. How are you?
I'm very well, mate. I'm a bit sad still because of Expo, but yeah, no, it's great to be back.
Have you got
Thanks for having me.
Expo Concrud, as they call it?
No, I think I had it during Expo, so I'm all right now.
A bit of coughing. Just while we're talking about that, Steve Dillygaff Porter's not very well, so we send love to you. I hope you start feeling a little bit better. Well then, Mr. Coyley, it is nice to have you here, brother. How are you?
Nice to be back. Very well, thank you.
You're looking lovely as normal?
Yeah, no, well, thank you. Yes, that was a bit arrogant of me, yes, wasn't it?
Yes, I'm normally absolutely gorgeous. And how are you, Mr. Salford Vapor?
Got a bit of a cold.
You got a bit of a cold.
Feel a
Mr.
bit
fucking
shit.
happy.
You were unhappy other week, wasn't it, as well? You all right? Yeah. It's just one of them weeks, isn't it, mate?
Yeah, I'm just wondering whether we should go over and slap Simon.
You can try.
Can you climb through?
That would be great if you just appeared through his door. That would be
yeah, one big hander outside. Kapang! Well, as you all know, we've all come back from Expo this weekend. It was an absolute fantastic weekend. But before we get on that, I'm just going to do a couple of shout-outs in the old chat. Remember, people, do get yourself on a live chat. Puffin Billy, always nice to see you, brother. Alan, mate, thank you so much for the weekend. Ryan's Braces, it was so nice to spend a bit of time with you. We have got the wonderful Salford Braces, I'm going to say then. Salford Vapor. Simon, Mr. Coyley, you're here as well, by the way. We have got Bill Richards, Harry Rudge, nice to see you. We've got Marcus. Hey, Marcus, how you doing, brother? If anybody hasn't seen the vlog of him jumping over stuff, you need to go and see that. It's absolutely fantastic. Nice guys, just a little bit vapey. Always nice to see you, brother. Rog Vapes, it was brilliant to catch up with you as well. Who else have we got in there? Tim Baker. We've got Mike next review. Mike, how you doing, brother? We have got, I've done Tim Baker. Silas Scooby Flyer, how you doing? And we've got, who else have we got in there? Dion. We have got, I'm going down them all now. Everybody's been talking. Ebby Vapes, always nice to see you. Liz, big love. Dion again, I'm shouting the same people out, you fat pillock. Jay Jerry, we've got Marcus again. Everybody's talking. Tommy
Stop talking.
Chong, I think he's gone. That must be Tommy Chong. We've got Pud Puffs, which is always nice to see as well. Stuart, thank you, bro. You're a star. Emma Douglas, hey Emma, how are you? Hope you're okay. And I think that's roughly about it. I think I could do that. They've all been UK Vapester. So let's do a little bit of a quick what we're vaping on. We're not going to spend 7 hours on it. We'll go straight over to the Salford Vapor. What are you vaping on, brother?
Aiden, you missed out. You missed out, Mr. Paul. Vape Dirt Smoke.
You're joking? Oh no, he's going to kill me for that. And the wonderful Vape Don't Smoke Paul, a brother from another mother. Hope you're okay, bro.
Yeah, don't get rid of slide. That's about it. That's it. That's all I'm vaping on.
Which one's that, Salford? What you got the? Oh, you got the camo one. Is that the camo one?
Yeah.
Oh, what? I'll trade you for a nice pink one.
No, you're all right.
What you got in it, Salford?
It's your colour, that, Simon.
Huh? What you got in it?
My tobacco. That's it.
A bit of tobacco.
That's all I've got. That's me. Done.
Well, that was quite easy and quick. Straight over to Simon. What are you on?
I'm shocked. I'm in a state of shock at Salford taking like 10 seconds. You
not
look
well.
really happy. Do you need a cuddle, Salford? Is that what
He's
you
not
need?
doing very well. He's got.
Oh, yeah, I don't want to cuddle off you because you and Gaz together are there, and I won't be able to put my neck straight again. Looking up.
Yeah, the two big boys. Yeah, Flatcap is absolutely huge. So Simon, it'd be right fun that.
Who are misses?
Ooh, Mrs.
That's why-
What?
that's why I put my
I can tell you about that. But...
That's why I put the cam up here, so I have to look up to something for once.
Did anybody see his vlog? It was just the top of everybody's heads. That's... So Simon, what
you missing everybody.
Yeah, the best view.
You're going to show up now, Salford.
No.
Okay.
I'm going to wait
same-
until you start speaking, and I'm going to do that all the time. Every time you start speaking now.
Vape.
So when you no, go on, Simon, go on.
Revenge is sweet.
ABC.
Remember.
Oh,
Vupu Vinci that I had the other week, I'm still loving this. Really, really like it. The flavour on it is fantastic. I had the point. I've got 0.3 mesh coil in this one now, and even that with actually it isn't Nick salts. It's just 6 milligram freebase. Nick I've got in this at the minute. Elements tangerine, but I do have one downstairs as well with Nick salts in it. Another Elements one, the key lime cookie. Talking of key lime cookie, I have the Paranormal on top of Paranormal intake dual, and in there I've got, this is the first time I've had this actually. I just bought some because it was on offer somewhere this week. Element in the short fill bottles, key lime cookie again. It's a very, it does kill coils. It's not too bad actually. It's been in this one for, I've had Monday afternoon. I think I replaced these, and they're still all right. Still not burning yet. But it's really nice. But it's a bit like sort of cloudy. But it tastes stunning, absolutely stunning. And this, which I got this morning, I know you think you reviewed this, haven't you, Flatcap? The Pyro V3. Did you review that?
No.
I reviewed it on. Someone reviewed it on e-cig Click.
Oh, with me, I'm not sure.
Let's have a look. Pyro V3 RDTA. I have never really liked RDTAs at all, but the flavour out of that is just phenomenal. It's so phenomenal.
Will Jameson did it.
Did he? I thought it was you. Anyway, it is so messy, but it's so nice for flavour. It's really, really good, and it's an RDTA that's, okay, we can talk about it now, but it's squonkable as well. So I've got something sort of the top side carbon. But honestly, that is the best. My best, and like I said, I've only had it a day, but so far this is my best buy of this year by an absolute country mile. And in there I have the Moorish Buff Rhubarb and Custard, which is my favourite. And that's it. That's all I'm vaping on.
Oh, lovely. We'll pass it over to Flatcap. What you on, brother?
I'm done. Okay, I'll start with my most favourite thing ever. It's the 4.2 with my own special. You probably can't see it. I've got a custom theme on it as well, which you can't see. But it basically has got my logo on it. And on top of that, I've got the Slam RDA by Endless Mods. And in that, I've got some Vape Punks Pearberry, which is very nice. I got this from, I don't know if you met Bobo. You met Bobo at Expo, Aidan.
I didn't know.
And it is I forget his wife's name. They got a shop in Liverpool. They're a really nice couple. I ended up almost having dinner with them on the Saturday night as well. So, and I'm trying out the Enovap. I had a bit of trouble with the end to start with, because the whole 2 tanks, 1 nicotine and 1, without. And I was like, I don't know the best way to mix this. But in the end, what I've done, if I can find the bottle, is I've got some Just Juice, kiwi and cranberry, and then in the nicotine side, I've put some 10 milligram of exactly the same Nic Salt.
Yeah, you don't have to put nicotine in one side and juice in the other. You can mix.
Yeah.
So if you have a 3 milligram of it, and then you've got a 20 milligram Nic Salt, you could then mix that up to whatever Nic level you wanted.
Yeah. I'm just there's quite a clever feature with it. I'm sure you know, Aidan. They do like this whole 28-day thing to try and get people smoking. And I'm trying to follow that and see how it works with the app and stuff. So we'll see whether it lasts 28 days. I've almost killed a coil already, I think. It's only been 48 hours, but we'll see. But that's me for now, to be honest.
The coils, obviously, I tested the first one, reviewed it. The first one, the coils last for ages. I never had any problems at all.
Okay.
And the thing I was doing is I was putting a lower. I were actually on a menthol, so I had a lower menthol and a higher menthol in it, and then just sort of mixed it together.
Oh, and you just. Oh, nice.
And then I did try the mixing side of it. I had a tobacco in one on in a higher level, and I had a menthol in it. So I had a menthol tobacco. I sort of used the mixing bit of it, the cocktail, should we say?
Yeah. Well,
it's a corking idea.
Yeah. I mean, I struggle. Huh?
I don't like the shape.
Yeah, it's a bit. I feel a bit funny vaping on it in public.
Yeah, it looks like it should be an air thermometer.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just a bit strange.
Can you imagine it if you worked on doors or something like that and you could breathalyze people as they come in? It just blow into this. That's what it does look like a little bit. It does look like a little bit of a breath tester.
Breathalyzer or ear thermometer or something like that.
Something along them lines. But yeah, it's a corking idea. We will be going through the expo in a little while. What am I on? I've got, just go quickly, we've got the new Vaptio Hubber touchscreen.
Oh, nice.
Look at the name of that. And in that I have got some Uni Apple in that, which is quite nice. Then I've got some corn nuts, which is the blueberry, which I think is a coconut. I'm just getting used to it. With the foosh, the light of foosh. I know you normally don't see me. It's not a mech. It's semi.
It's a mech.
It's a bomb. It's a bomb. Quite nice. With the Alexander on top. Then we've got the top side light, which just come out. And the way that basically works is, I don't know if you can do this with actually juicing it, but I'm going to try. So you can have it as obviously like the top side swanker, and then you pull it apart. Is this going to work? Hey, it did work. No juice yet. And then what you can do is you can then you take the screw out, what's there, you put that side bit onto it, and it turns it into a normal 21700 mod, which I thought was a corking idea. Slide that back on.
When you pull that bottle side out, is that comes out clean with the bottle, so it doesn't, like you say about leaking? That's pretty good.
It comes out. Well, I never knew that, but I just did it just to see if I got juice everywhere. It sort of works. So yeah, because obviously you've got to change your battery, because that's how you get to the battery. So, and then you just undo that screw, and then it turns into a mod, which is really nice. It feels really light, and I like the look of it as well. On top of that, I've got the Fortune. The RDA in swank mode. They are coming out with a pin for that, so you can normally use it as a normal RDA. They've just told us. And then I've got some same as you, just juice, but this is the blood orange, citrus and guava.
Guava.
It's quite nice, that, really nice. And the last one, I have got the Realm from Blitz, which is quite nice. Pod system, and in that I have got some double drip, 30 watt, quite nice. So that's roughly the buffet done. That's killed a bit of time for us. Right, let's get on to we'll go to the expo first. I know you two lads didn't go there, and I'm sure you got some questions, but it was an absolute fantastic time. It was probably one of the better expos in the way it was laid out, and no boom, boom, boom music. On the Friday, they stopped anybody having any music, so everybody could talk. Saturday, it was just so quiet as well with the music. There was a lot of people there. I think there was more there coming in anyway than there was in the May. I did speak to Phil on the night time, and they did say the numbers was up from the May, which is pretty good. I suppose that's probably giving out the free tickets. Maybe helped. Yeah. Everybody got tickets. Nobody had to worry about getting in, except the people who paid in advance. Poor people.
I've still got codes if anyone wants one.
Yeah, I've got codes. I tried to give my codes away and they won't work.
Yeah, and then I see people trying to sell tickets on Facebook. I was like, what? No.
I did see that as well. I don't know why they'd want to sell it when people were saying, look, you can have them for free. But yeah, it was really good. And it was obviously meeting up with you guys and all the other people there. It was really nice. You was missed, Simon.
Really?
Yeah, both of you were missed, you and your wife. I know Salford, you can't make it, buddy. I think you'd have both enjoyed it.
I was sad not to go. I was.
Yeah.
Was anything stand out to you, Flatcap?
Well, I only went for like the one day in May, so it was so I'd kind of got to experience a bit of it, but it was my first time going for the whole weekend. I absolutely loved it. There was nothing to really stand out. Just the whole thing was just great fun. I just had such a laugh with the guys, and yeah, I agree though. It was definitely it felt busier, but it felt more relaxed. And I think some people said it was smaller than May, but I thought it felt bigger. But it was a bit kind of fun, oddly shaped, wasn't it? There was kind of bits that went off, so it was easy to kind of miss areas. Yeah, it just felt like a nice chilled out weekend. But there was there's always something funny going on in the media area. It was yeah, it was a great laugh. I'm quite sad I'm back to work, to be honest.
Yeah, you do get that Expo blues. The way the actual layout was is like you had the red carpet, and then as you turn left and right, you went off to side bits. But then there were like little other corridors off. It were a little bit like Diagon Alley from Harry Potter, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There were other little bits that went off, and then it were like a whole new section. Which I did feel a bit sorry for some of them vendors who were down there, because a lot of people maybe not have got round that far.
Yeah. It just felt like there was more routes around it though. It wasn't just like red carpet and it tees off. It was you know, if you didn't want to head right down the center, it was busiest, you could find other little routes to get out of the way where it was quieter. So it worked really well. Yeah, I thought it was
it was really good. And I'll tell you what as well, obviously normally on an October one there's not very much hardware and it's solely really jam-packed full of juice. But I think there was quite a good mix between hardware and juice, don't you?
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, there was obviously everyone said, "Oh, there's a lot of pod kits." There were a lot of these smaller Chinese manufacturers selling the little Diddy sticks and things. But I don't know if you got around to try many of them, but I tried quite a few, and a lot of them were pretty good. They're all, some are naff, but some of them were pretty good. So fair play.
Well, I'll go back up to the pod systems, but I'll tell you what, Simon and Salford, I don't know if you've seen my vlog on the Friday, but the one on the Friday, there was one pod system that was there, where you connect it to your phone. It's 800 mAh battery. You stick it, it connects to your phone by Bluetooth, and you can actually answer a call with it. It shows you the messages, it shows you everything, all on the screen, and they're developing it even more. I did do an interview with Jay Live Vape and Chill, who I shared a room with, which was absolutely ace. We did an interview with him, and it was really good. Really good. But do you two think that's a bit too gimmicky, or what do you two think?
For me, I
don't use it.
No, I'm not sure I see the point, but it just feels like doing something for the sake of doing something.
What do people think in chat? Do you think it's a bit gimmicky, or do you quite like? Me personally, I'm a gadget man. I do like gadgets, and the thought of being able to just vape along and then telephone comes and you can just take it on your on your vape, and it's not an extra SIM card or anything. It's connected by Bluetooth.
It's like that watch, isn't it? I never got the watch, the vape watch thing. I just don't get it. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Gailey, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, the amulet it was kind of a half gift, but there will be people that would probably go, "Oh, that'd actually be perfect for my lifestyle," and some people it's spot on idea. Same with the phone thing,
Yeah, it was very. I thought that was all right, but the rest of the pod systems, a lot of them was just regurgitated same pod from one company, just with their name on it.
Yeah, a nice guy. Yeah, a nice guy said to me they found a booth. I didn't see it myself, but they found a booth where they were selling like the Smok RPM, all Smok stuff, but rebranded. And they were saying was it
Golsh or Grolsch or something like that?
Was it Gash?
Gash.
Gash. It was Gash, but everyone was pronouncing it Gash. Yeah.
And they had the Vupu one as well, didn't they? Where you could actually turn the pod.
That's the one that's the one I've fucking shown you the last 2 times I've been on it.
Yeah, no, yeah, I know, yeah. That's what I'm saying. The one that you turn around.
Yeah.
I didn't say that you hadn't showed it, mate. I said they had the Vupu one.
Jumped in there like shit off a chrome shovel, didn't they? I've fucking done it twice. Done it twice.
Oh, sorry, Simon. Pay attention, Aiden.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but the people at the gas stand, it was quite. But most of the pods were all copied of the same ones that the other ones had.
Yeah.
There were nothing new. We did like that little tiny one. I brought it downstairs. It was about this big, wasn't it?
Tiny little thing, yeah.
Yeah, that was good. And it gave out some right vapor. It doesn't last very long.
No.
So I'm not sure with pods. I like these AIO kits, and I like that one, which is the one that's got the 18650 in it.
That's the N thing.
You see,
Snowball.
what defines a pod and an AIO? What's the difference? Is it size? Is it what is it? Because for me, I would much rather have that which is what's that one 1500 mAh, I think, something like that.
No, I think you're right. These kind of things are definitely going to play a big part in future, like the near future. I think, like Smock obviously brought theirs out. Vinci, the new Geek Vape Aegis one. I had a little play with that on the weekend. That's similar to the Vinci, but you've got fully adjustable airflow.
All right.
Which is really good. And I think there's a rebuildable deck coming for it. And that I was well excited about that one. And I'm never excited about pod kits, so that's going to be a good one.
You mentioned Gash and Sinner turns up. That's just about right for you, bro. And then
a few people. Yeah, there's a few people walking with Gash bags.
Salford, what would you define from an AIO to a pod?
An AIO to me, an all-in-one, is exactly what it says. It's a battery where an actual coil sits onto that battery and the tank surrounds it. That's an AIO. Anything else to me is not. Pod system is anything that comes that separates. Although a lot of them are like cartridges rather than pods.
Yeah, but then so does that, Salford.
See, I also think an AI
cartridges aren't than pods.
Hey?
But that changes coil though, doesn't it? Doesn't that Vape change coil?
Yeah, it's just got a pushing coil thing.
I also think that an AIO should be able to do a fairly decent direct lung and a good mouth to lung. That's an all-in-one, but a lot of them can't do that. They just physically can't. And the Vupu is pretty close, I think, because you can flip the airflow. But still, I don't know what you think, Simon, but I still don't think the airflow's restrictive enough for a decent mouth to lung.
No, is that the point? Is it the 0.6 mesh coil I put in there, which is it point? Can I get confused? Is a 0.6 regular, a point? Is it 0.8 mesh? I can never remember which way around it is. Anyway, I put the higher ohm coil in it and put that on its tightest airflow, and that's pretty good. It's still not perfect, but it's pretty good. But I quite like the 0.3 mesh on its tightest airflow, because that for me is just that's how I like it. See, I like the Siren mouth to lung RTA, which again is quite sort of it's not as restricted as a normal mouth to lung. I'm not real kid. It's like going back to the days when you're smoking Silk Cut compared to Benson and Hedges. You know,
trying to cover your fingers.
You give yourself a hernia trying to suck on it.
Yeah. Black Country Vape said the AIO mods will saturate the market like the pods did. The AIOs have been coming out for a while. I was reviewing for Joytech, and they were bringing out quite a number of them. Little pen designs, which they were classing as...
The first one was the Spy one, wasn't it? What was it called? Breeze, Spy Breeze, and the Roller Breeze 2.
Came out before the Breeze.
What, AIO?
Yeah, I was going to say, McDonald had a farm and they did that.
Farm, yeah.
As soon as I do it on my reviews, if I'm honest with you. Yeah. So, was there any standout stands that you thought were absolutely brilliant, Flatcap?
Well, it was pretty clear that the Dovpo stand was smashing it all weekend. Having the three guys on it and all the new stuff that was coming out from all three of them was pretty decent.
They were jam-packed all weekend, weren't they?
All weekend, yeah. I struggled. I managed to speak to Mr. just like one near the end of the weekend, but apart from that, you couldn't get close to anyone. And so I think Dovpo done really well.
What was it? Just talking to Dovpo. Was it the reason about Bogan having some special version of the blotter? Then he's also brought out a new mod, hasn't he, as well? Yeah.
So I think he had 200 of the black and pink splatter.
Right.
Blottos. I think they went pretty quick, but actually there might have still been a couple available on the Saturday afternoon. And then he had the Odin, this new dual, I think it's 21700 mod that looks beautiful, but it's about 180 quid, I think. So yeah, he had all that out, and then Mr. Just Right One had his new tank, and then there was the Vapor Chronicles with his topside light, and was there something else on the top side? The signature. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Gaily Box has got a question for you. What was your... Let me find it. Question, what was your... You can't talk. Best bit of Expo for you? Like that. And also, if anybody who was in chat who was at Expo, please put in there what your best bits were.
Cool, best bit. Oh, Probably Marcus getting punched in the face.
Yeah, I saw that.
That was the best bit, yeah.
And then he got into
Marcus-
trouble for it a minute. It wasn't even him, it was TVP.
Yeah.
He borrowed the Vampire Vape's hat thing, you know, what he walks around with, and then TVP punched him through the mesh and broke all the mesh on the...
Broke it all, yeah. It was hilarious. Yeah. No, I genuinely just really enjoyed finally meeting you, Aidan, for one, and everyone else that hadn't, because when I went in May, I was still very fresh, so I didn't really know many people, and people didn't know me. It was this time around, it was a bit different. I just had a blast. It was just so much fun, and also, I obviously with the Saturday show I do with Nice Guys and Pud, although we talk quite often, we'd never all been together, so that was really nice. I really enjoyed that, the four of us having a laugh and being Pratt. So yeah, it was literally the community side of things that I enjoyed the most, probably.
Yeah, that's what I said. It was just lovely to meet back up with everybody who you normally just speak to either over chat or you're on a show with or whatever. It was really nice to meet up. And obviously people were missed, like Simon who were missed, and obviously Salford, you don't really come to these sort of things, not being able to get out, but you're all missed when you're not there. But yeah, it was nice to catch up with Bunny, Gail, Mama Vape, Steve, obviously yourself, the new guys as well, which is like the little bit vapey, and I always call them vapey cakey for some reason.
Well, they're basically the same reviewers anyway, to be fair.
Yeah, vapey cakey.
Vapes and bakes and Nice Guys just a little bit. Yeah, it gets confusing.
Yeah. They're absolutely fantastic set of people. It were brilliant to see everybody. Bunny, Darren, Mumbles as we call him. Absolutely fantastic, really good weekend. God damn was there WDG. Is it WDG?
WGD.
3GD.
Well, he's absolutely brilliant. Made me giggle. And God, that kid can jump.
Yeah.
If anybody goes and sees any of our vlogs, it's all on there. He'd got like 3 or 4 people lined up and he just took a run and like twisted and jumped over them. I couldn't do that. I'd not get past the first one. I'd knee him in the leg. Nice to see you, Bob. Hope you're okay, brother. But yeah, no, it was a pretty good one. I enjoyed it, and it was nice and steady. Unfortunately, there was a couple of bad bits. We did learn afterwards that there were a couple of mods stolen off of stands on the Sunday, and which wasn't very good. And also some stuff that we found out has gone missing from the reviewers area. Again, which isn't very good. I can't see it being any of the reviewers' lot because I don't think any of them are like that. But there's so many people coming in and out of there to say hello. But to think people are just turning up to an expo to nick stuff is
crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're a pod system.
The reviewers area was interesting because it was like the same size sofas, but a bigger area. So they could almost done with putting more seat in there. I don't know what you thought, Aidan, but it was
yeah, I think they could have done with a few more seats.
Yeah. But I mean, it's a...
Sorry.
Carry on. That's right.
I just think there were so many seats there for just like the reviewers you want to sit down when you come in there, and there was obviously other people who were wanting to see the reviewers. They had to sit somewhere. So when you went to go back there, you couldn't really sit down. So I did like I did the year before. I'd just go back and check in and say hello to everybody and then have another little wander around and find the bar. I'd fall over as well. Somebody bent a chair and then put it back up. So I put my camera up to do it and I went to sat back down and went shkaplunk. Thank God for Pav who picked me up. I wear Ryan's braces. It was funny as hell. Thank God they picked me up. So yeah, that was Expo. I really enjoyed it, and again, thank you very much to everybody who were there and who came and said hello, and all the subscribers, which is like massively overwhelming, isn't it?
Yeah, I was. I was quite. It was. I had it once or twice. It was very strange, but it was. It was nice. And I was on the Hexa screen as well, which was just awesome.
Yeah, that was brilliant. So my brother on there. Was there. Paul McCartney. Was on there. Yeah. We will touch on that as well. Chris had his stand, which is well done, mate. They all work the What's It's Off. Mama Vapes worked the What's It's Off as well on there, and Stevie. I know Liz and Em went on there and sort of like took turns on working. But it was really busy. There were loads of people around him, and I think he near enough sold completely out.
Yeah, I think he was. Sorry.
No, carry on, guys.
No, I was saying I think he was pretty much flat out, wasn't he, all weekend?
And it wasn't like he were on the main run either. he was off where the reviewers area, so it was down these little side streets.
What was the thing with Steam Crave? I was sat at the weekend sort of watching Facebook, so that was my expo, was seeing everything happening on Facebook. So
I've not heard anything about Steam Crave.
There's something about Steam Crave about I can't remember, people volunteering to help on the stand or something like that.
Yeah, well, I don't know a great deal about it, but I don't know if there was any problems. But I know some of there's like a Steam Crave volunteers group, and some of them helped out for the weekend. Is it Christy? She helped out.
Christy was really, really nice. She's a lovely
She was
lady.
awesome. Yeah, she was awesome. I didn't hear there was any problem. I think when they finished, they paid them a bit of a wage as well for helping out.
No.
But I haven't heard anything bad.
They got some stuff as well.
Yeah, so I didn't hear anything bad about it. No,
Just
that they've got their new. I forget the name of it. The Hadron. Their new mod. There's a 25mm squonk bottle attachment coming for it. She's ginormous.
25mm.
So yeah, it basically like attaches to the side of the mod.
See, you might
Massive
as
thing.
well just
So
put
that's
a bottle of juice onto its side at mod.
yeah.
Yeah, no, but it was absolutely fantastic. I loved it.
Yeah.
Chrissy's
There was quite. I thought there was quite a lot of new stuff. People might disagree, but I thought there was quite a lot. There was like pod kits, juice, and some decent new stuff, which was good, and not just new.
It wasn't like a regurgitated stuff that what's been out for ages. It was like the light that was released at Expo. So it wasn't even in the shops; it was released there. So that were good.
Yeah.
I must say I do like the look of that SQ. I think that looks really nice. I'm not a big mech squonker fan, but that just looks really nice.
Have you seen that, Salford?
No.
No, that's really good.
Salford.
Ricky had one. Ricky Welton, who I spent Saturday with, another great bloke. He had one. It looks absolutely corking. It's absolutely corking. I didn't get one of them to review, unfortunately.
Salford.
I got plenty to review.
Smile.
So really, that sort of covers the expo. We will probably maybe touch on it a little bit later on. You did find some interesting news as well, didn't you, Simon?
No, did I?
Yeah, that's right. Did you see it, Alfred?
No, I did. I just
listening to him.
what? What's he saying?
Said I love you.
Yeah, of course you did.
Miserable
Miserable old bastard.
Not wrong with that.
No. I literally just saw this 5 minutes before we came on. It was a news story. I think it was released about 51 minutes ago. Juul stands accused of shipping 1 million contaminated vape pods. A former Juul executive say he was terminated a week after raising concerns about the contaminated shipment. A former Juul executive is accusing the controversial company of shipping 1 million contaminated e-cigarette pods earlier this year and not issuing a recall, according to BuzzFeed News. The executive, Juul's former senior vice president of global finance, Siddharth Breja, has filed a lawsuit against the e-cigarette maker. Breja claims the company retaliated against him for raising concerns about the contaminated shipment and that he was fired just a week after doing so. The lawsuit, Breja learned in an executive meeting on March 12, 2009, that approximately 250,000 Juul mint refill kits, equivalent to 1 million pods, with contaminated e-liquid were shipped to retailers and sold to consumers. It goes on to say that Breja protested Juul's refusal to issue a product recall or to at least issue a public safety notice, but former Chief Finance Officer Tim Danaher questioned his financial acumen, since doing so would cost the company billions of dollars.
So the top and bottom of that is that obviously Juul have sent out. How many pods would that be? That'd be loads, wouldn't it?
You said it was a million pods.
1 million pods out there which are contaminated. Something needs pulling up about that, doesn't it?
Just reading this next bit. In addition, the former exec says he protested the sale of year-old pods in February and urged Juul to add an expiration date onto its packaging. Former chief executive Kevin Burns, who has since been replaced by former Ultra executive Casey Crosswaith, allegedly replied, "Half of our customers are drunk and vaping like mofos. Who the fuck is going to notice the quality of our pods?"
What?
So the new chief executive said what?
He said, Half of our customers are drunk and vaping like mofos. Who the fuck is going to notice the quality of our pods?
He must be on one of them contaminated pods and talking like that.
Tell you.
Is this from a good news source or is it off a Viz?
Engadget.
Engadget.
They're all drunk and they're vaping like mofos and they're off the box.
Yeah. So it's all right.
Yeah, we want that funky man down as our next CEO. That's what we want.
Well, you won't hear that kind of news in mainstream media, though, will you?
No, exactly not.
You can just imagine him on BBC One saying drunken mofos.
Drunken mofos at 10. Vaping on Jules.
To counter that, there was a second story which I picked up as well, actually in The Sun, which the Sun seemed to bounce from one side of the fence to the other. Health experts, I'll start again. Up in smoke, health experts certain as ever vaping is less harmful than smoking cigarettes, despite 34 US death links. British health chiefs say there are certain as ever that vaping is less harmful than smoking, as it is linked to 34 deaths in the US. Professor John Newton of Public Health England said we are as certain as ever that e-cigarettes are far less harmful than smoking. The outbreak, talking about the one in the US, does not appear to be linked to long-term use of nicotine e-cigs, which have been used in the US over 10 years. Officials there instead believe illicit products containing THC, the psychoactive component of cannabis, are to blame. PHE said it is possible similar items are being sold in the UK and stressed users should buy from reputable sources. Some users have been diagnosed with lipoid pneumonia after fats from vaping oils were found in their lungs. So
I still can't get over the Jules. I'm still thinking mofo. It's like they've got Bo Selector in there, haven't they? Check your bed self, you mofos. You're all drunk and
check my Jules.
So this is the thing that the saying in here. PHE have said our concern is that responses we've seen to the problem in the US and in other countries may increase the already widespread misunderstanding about the relative safety of nicotine e-cigarettes, deterring smokers from switching and risks driving vapors who have switched back to smoking. There is a real risk, therefore, that such a reaction will mean people continue to smoke, which will undoubtedly put lives at risk. Here there are 5.9 million smokers and 3.6 million vapers in the UK. Up to 70,000 smokers a year are quitting thanks to vaping.
Well, that's happened already, though. I mean, I've had it with people go, I'm going to keep smoking. Now, that vaping stuff's dodgy, you know. So
exactly.
It's happened already.
Yeah. The amount of people that say to me, so I work with a few Eastern Europeans, and they've got this attitude as well that vaping is bad. It seems to be the people in the UK sort of, and I still get it the odd once or twice that it's bad for you, but the majority of people that I work with, from the UK now are sort of they're starting to see that vaping is a good thing as opposed to smoking.
I went round a couple of the stands and we're talking to them, and all of them have said that it's affected them. This is what's happening over in the US. It's affecting the actual shops and the sales in the UK, because just like but all of you said, I've had people come to me and say, I told you about that vaping, and it's affected sales in the UK as well. It's amazing how that domino effect actually works, isn't it?
This is the thing. It's this typical thing, isn't it? Say it. Keep saying it, and eventually people will believe it.
I got a big cock. I got a big cock.
It's a big brother thing, isn't it? It's a big brother thing. Tell a lie enough times, it becomes the truth.
I'm just pleased that Public Health in England and the Royal College of Physicians have both come out recently and said, reassured people. I'm surprised, but I'm pleased that they've done that. Because they could have just kept quiet and gone, we're going to sit on the fence for a while now and see how this plays out. But they haven't. They've both come out and said, no, it's still safe. This is the problem over there. So that's at least a bit of good news.
See, there's a lot of stuff I saw on the internet earlier this week saying that the EU are actually coming out now and saying, "Oh no, we're not so sure anymore." But then somebody countered that. Somebody put another story out which said, "No, actually, that's somebody just putting it out as an EU, sort of propaganda thing." Not that I sort of go with that anyway, but they were saying no, it's the EU is as big behind vaping as the UK is.
We've got the wonderful double vapor in. Nice to see you, brother. True Vapor as well. Always nice to see you. It's just amazing though how it snowballs and how big it gets and how it hits it, like these shop. Even Chris has said it's hit his shop as well. You don't realise. I was talking to Mike Vapes about it, and he was on about there was plenty of shops. I can't remember where he said. It might have been Missouri, I think, or something like that, where these people they've done this flavour ban, and some of them obviously banned all vaping products. Now, within 2 weeks, they've shut the shop down. They give the keys back. They've got rid of the stock, and then they've then put it into court where they've put it on the side and said, right, we're not going to do that. You can vape flavours still, and you can still get vape gear. So these people have got rid of their shop, and then 2 weeks later they've said, no, it's fine, you can carry on doing it. So he was saying there, you're going to be taking a lot of people to court. They're going to be taking the government to court and suing them for loss of earnings. You imagine you've been looking after your family by having this shop, and then you've took the rug from under them one day, and then 2 weeks later you've gone, well, I'll tell you what, we've changed this mind. You can carry on doing it for a little while until we work out what we're going to do. How bad's that?
Yeah.
It's like you imagine an electrician being an electrician and having, say, whatever it is, Nicky, whatever it is to be an electrician, and then they say 1 week, I tell you what, I'm sorry, you have to have another qualification for it, and then 3 weeks later you've had to stop your business, lose all your work that you've got, and then you've got to go and do it. You can go back to work. It's
crazy. Yeah,
but it's the same thing. It's the same thing that I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, which is the truth never seems to out. The people don't seem to have a voice anymore to be able to, what the vape shop's going to do. All go on strike because the government's going against them. You're knackered. You have no voice. You can't say anything. You can't do anything about it. You have to go with and do what you're told. I know people are doing the court cases and things like that now, but you're trying to put yourself up against a big government, aren't you?
Yeah, well, Bill's just said about what's happening in America is just causing confusion, and it's not just causing confusion in the UK and elsewhere, but in America itself, every state's saying something different, and they can't really make their mind up. They just got to kind of get to a point and go in the same direction, but they clearly don't want to. They're just like confusing people and changing their minds. Just frightening.
Yeah. I just feel sorry for these people. I don't know what you think, Sal, but I feel sorry for these people who've got the shops and they've had to just up the business. Is right, love, we've got no money coming in this next couple of weeks.
Well, look how many have had to lay off staff. Them who've got 3 and 4 shops open in one state. All them people at work, all their families. No money coming in and all that lot. So what is basically they've used a lie to try and get rid of flavours and e-cigarettes in some of the states, putting all them people out of work for no particular reason other than somebody else's money is speaking to do it.
Should they have come up with like the Thompson thing where the airline went down? Do you think they should have come up with maybe a package for these companies or the shops that were there and said, look, we are shutting them all down, but we are going to give you a little bit of money to sort of like subsidise you until you find work? Do you think they should have done that?
Well, no, because
they tobacco money for something good.
They expect everybody to live the American dream, and for some that was their American dream, wasn't it? And they've had it ripped from underneath them. They won't compensate them for it in any sort of way. Talking on the States here, come on.
Can you imagine that if they did the same thing in the UK? Because the UK isn't like the States where you've got, sort of all these 52 different states that all have different laws. If they did it in the UK, that would be it. You imagine the amount of businesses, all the online sites that would go out of business, all the shops that would go out of business. It would just be it'd be a nightmare, absolute nightmare.
I don't know if you've seen the guy who goes to his shop every day and he goes to get the mail. He owns about 3 or 4 shops. He was going to enter his shops and one of his shops, and the police stopped him. I hope you're not going to be selling anything. He said, no, I'm coming in to do some work and get my mail. So they're actually there. The police are there actually patrolling and anybody going in, making sure.
That's
so that you can't trade. You can't even go in your own shop without being harassed.
Crazy. Absolutely bonkers.
Belinda Moody, nice to see you. I hope you're okay. You also have countries like Australia who are blindly following the States without even considering the studies from the RCP. True Vapor says, don't mention Thomas Cook, they still owe me 3k. Oh mate, I'm sorry. That was terrible what went down. Yeah, I just feel so sorry for it. Like I said, if it happened in the UK, obviously they're all going to go on the dole, aren't they?
Exactly.
Yeah.
How many people would that put out of work? You imagine you sort of maybe a little local vape shop which maybe has 2 or 3 people. Times that, I don't know how many vape shops there are in the UK, but times that by say 1,000 for brick and mortar, must be more than that, brick and mortar shops. Then you take off all the likes of e-cig One, Evolution, Grey Haze, e-cig, UK e-cig, Wicked, the big chains as well. Totally wicked. Just imagine it'd be horrendous.
Well, I did tell you that about the actual statistics between January and June of this year. Vape shops were the 4th biggest thing popping up. The shops that actually pop up. Vape shops were the biggest. Who's Simon's froze? Oh, he's back again. Already gone to sleep.
You froze.
No, not on sleep.
You froze, Aiden.
What would you guys do then if vaping was just gone?
I suppose we're lucky in one way because we're the hobbyists, aren't we? Most of us know how to make our own juice, and probably most of us could build mechanical mods. So I don't think for us it'd be.
But if it became illegal, Salford, if it was illegal to vape, what would you do? It's an interesting question.
I'd still vape.
Because I have no idea.
Yeah, it'd be a little bit like you would have to do it in your house, wouldn't you? Everybody be stealthy.
No change for me there, then.
You see that number 4? There's always clouds coming out of the roof of that house.
Yeah, it's supposed to be smokeless.
But how many vapors in truth, without you vaping head on, how many vapors would just think, fuck it, I'm just going back to cigarettes? Bollocks.
A lot of them.
I think I probably would. In all honesty, if vaping became illegal, I would probably go back to smoking. And that's truthful. I just would. So would I. It being principled and everything else, I would probably say yes, I would. But in all honesty, I think I would probably just.
Do you know when things have got a little bit heated, or you've had a bad day and you're stressed? And you straight away used to be on the cigarettes, didn't you? Now you just chain vape, don't you?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
But 20 milligram Nick salts, you're all right for a bit.
I think I'll just fight it to the very end. You can't stop me.
I'm not saying I would want to go. I would never go back. While I can still vape, I would never ever go back to smoking. But I would think if I was given the option of breaking the law by vaping or going back to cigarettes, I would probably go back to cigarettes.
What about people in chat? What do they think? Would they go back to the stinkies, or would they try and sort a way around it?
Break the law or smoke.
I think I'd be breaking rules, mate.
I'd definitely be breaking law, mate.
Yeah, it's not. I don't fancy the stinkies. It's so nice. We were stood, weren't we, outside the Premier Inn when we were there, and there were lots of people smoking out there, and it just stank, didn't it?
Yeah, but I tell you what was interesting, the amount of people, even in a partially drunken state, that were smoking, that were asking for advice from all of us on they've been trying to quit and they've been this and that. Some of the guys, Chris and Marcus, gave these people little podkits there that they had. Like Marcus was trying one out that he's going to review with Matt, and he gave it to this girl and said, "No, just take it," and Chris done the same, and everyone was trying to give him decent advice. So that was pretty cool.
It was the cat lady.
The cat lady. Yeah, there's a
cat show, because not only was the Vape Expo, there was the cat show, there was the Star Trek show. So you can imagine that we've all had quite a number of beers stood outside the Premier Inn, and then all of a sudden you've got Spock walking past you, and then these blue people, Captain Kirk, everybody starts singing Klingons on the starboard bow.
Was it Stevie Tilligaff that put the thing up about that? Or was it somebody put on Facebook about the going to get some pussies on the NAC? I can't remember who it was.
Yeah, we tried to get a few in.
No, it was something about the pussy shirt. And sorry, I don't mean to be rude, but somebody put on Facebook about, and I can't remember who it was now. And I'm it's still tickling me just reading all those comments about cat flaps. I'm absolutely loving this. Reading in chat about cat flaps.
Might as well just change the name to be Cat Flap.
Cat Flap Vapor.
I'll tell you what, we can touch on a little bit about the Premier Inn. The service there was absolutely terrible. They were trying to label us as smokers, and we should be in the smoking shelter. Just their entire attitude towards all the people who were there was terrible. Did you find that? You weren't staying there, were you?
No, I weren't staying there. And I mean, I didn't really notice much. Obviously, I didn't know what the food was like. I did sense there was like a weird feeling against people, like the vaping crowd that were there. But there were, on the Saturday, the one time someone come out and asked us to move, the guy was really polite. He come out and said, "I'm really sorry. Would you mind just going out?" You know, he was fine. He asked everyone in the little groups. He asked them all individually. It was really nice. So I didn't see much of the stuff that people were talking about, to be honest.
Well, wasn't that an opportunity to educate, though?
Yeah, and I think people did try. But a lot of
when
time, you've got somebody coming out to you trying to move them, the last thing you want to do is like try and sit them down and say to them, "Look, we'd already gone through the whole thing of look, it's not smoking, it's vaping." A few of us on the Friday night we got a little bit loud, but it was absolutely pouring down, so you had nowhere else to go, and they're trying to kick you out the bar. Now, last time I was there, they said if the bar's shut, you can still stay in the bar because there's no lounge area, there's nowhere else to stay except that one place. And they said there's no problem with you consuming your own drink. I actually went and asked for a glass, and the bloke was, "When you all leaving?" And he was quite horrible to me. And I said to him, "Well, look, we were told last time we were here that we was allowed to stay in the bar." I was the manager. I said, "You wasn't the manager. It was a lady who was there who was the manager of that night." So he was trying to be a bit funny with me.
Right.
It was just the whole. It was like some people got served before others. They know it's going to be a big weekend. They've got a lot. They've got the hotel is totally full. So then you've got people. They've only got like one staff on the bar.
Well, there you go. You know, the place is full. They're understaffed. Who did they take it out on?
So that was
They take it out on punters, don't they?
Yeah.
I stay in Bury, obviously, one night every week, and a few months.
And you're not paying your money and you're not paying those all extra money to come over here into Greater Manchester.
Yes, it's. I come across with a suit of armour on every week.
That'll do you no good. Not with what we treat you with.
Yeah. And a few months ago, I normally stay in a hotel just outside Bury, but then the odd time or so I stayed in the Premier Inn. But then there's also a travel lodge just on the outskirts of Bury. Bury, Salford. Yeah, and the Premier Inn absolutely adamant. There's fucking no smoking, no vaping, no this, no that, all over wherever you go. It's plastered all over the place. Oh. The travel lodge, when I went to stay there, I said to someone at receptionist, "Is it all right if I if I vape out my bedroom window?" No, it's fine. Just don't worry about it. Just vape in your room. Absolutely fine, no problem. It was a completely different attitude at travel lodge when I went there towards vaping. It's absolutely as long as you're not smoking, I'm not bothered. If you want to vape in your room, that's absolutely fine.
We've had $1.99 sent to us by the wonderful Pud Puff. He wants to see Flatcap floss.
Was that the first ever money that we've ever had?
I think Vic sent us some money once. I think.
Did he?
I think we have to wait till it's £100 before we can share it out. Are you going to floss for us?
You're not topless though, Pad. You see me topless already.
You like that? Ladies and gentlemen, Flatcap flossing.
I thought he hadn't got any trousers on then.
Hey, there you go. We've
Hashtag car bar.
that was worth more than $1.99. Come on.
Oh, yeah, it was.
It was definitely worth more than $1.99.
Cheapskate.
Let's have a little talk about Flatcap, mate. You're going from strength to strength on your channel. When we first had you on here, I think you were maybe a couple of 100, 300 subs. You've hit over that 1K. You're absolutely smashing it with the e-cig click stuff and all your reviews. How are you finding it?
I'm just still enjoying it. I'm still excitable. I haven't hit that stage yet where I'm like, I've got to do another review. I'm still just kind of buzzing. And going to the expos only helps. Obviously, doing the Saturday show with Nice Guys and Puds, that's helped as well because that's something.
What's that show called?
The Saturday Night Vaporway.
What time's that on?
9 p.m.
What was that? I missed it.
You can find it on either mine, Pud Puss, or Nice Guys channel. We just share it between the three of us. we just thought it was a good way of doing it. It's fair, and it's it kind of helps all 3 channels out as well in a way, especially Nice Guys, because they need a bit of a prop up every now and then.
I missed the first part of all that. What did you say in the first part?
Well, the Saturday Night Vaporwave part.
What's the show?
It's called the Saturday Night Vaporwave. I haven't got a mug in front of me. Yeah.
Well, you have, you're looking at 3.
And what time is it on?
It's on at 9 p.m. every Saturday.
9 p.m. every Saturday.
Do you want me to plug the show at all?
Yeah.
No. There's no plugging allowed. But what was it called again?
Do make sure you get over and see that show. I've been on it. It is an absolute corking show and a really good laugh. And you're smashing the numbers on there as well. You've got quite a nice little following. What's following the show? So
yeah,
big thumbs up. The lads are really nice as well. They were nice to catch up with them. So like I said, you're over your 1K. You're still doing the written stuff as well as the reviewing, and you're smashing out them reviews as well. How do you see the channel going? Are you anything changing or?
Well, it's been a bit tough the last kind of month or 2 because my computer was dying, so I've had to get a better computer, and I've tried to improve on my editing. So it's been a bit tricky the last last 2 months. I almost had to start again. The way I was doing things before, I had to kind of start again and learn new editing software, professional software that I've got no idea about. So that's been interesting. But yeah, I'm just keep going the way I'm going. Really, just keep enjoying. That's the plan for now. That's the plan for now. I've got
if you haven't subscribed to him, make sure you do go over there and drop him a sub. He's a corking reviewer and a really nice lad. Absolutely fantastic to meet your wife as well, and it was such a privilege to go yo to. Is it Josh, isn't it?
No, I've got some videos to send you actually. All 3 of them I've done yo back to you, so I didn't want to spam your.
Send them over.
There you go. Archie absolutely loved it, mate. So
Archie,
I appreciate that.
Archie. Why did I have Josh in here? I don't know why I had Josh in here. Yeah, Archie, you're absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much for that. It made me feel brilliant. Well, we're getting down to the end of the show, I think. It's that point. But before we do that, we have got to do Salford's Quote of the Week. I need to play the intro. Salford's Quote of the Week!
I've been a miserable bastard all night.
It's no different to any other time, Salford.
We do apologise for Salford. He's not very well.
I'm happy a miserable bastard all night.
He's not been very well, people. He's been poorly all week, and he wasn't really going to come on the show, but he dragged himself in there. So thanks so much for that, mate. I know what it's like when you're feeling absolute crap. So I don't
this is going to be
Salford. See this. This is my little violin.
Yo.
See that? That is because you're not worth the other half. Right, this is going to be a bit ironic. A smile is a cure that sets everything straight. I think I've smiled once tonight.
Did you? I missed that.
You forced me to. It was a forced smile.
Had wind.
I had that as well, but I didn't like saying.
Well, we'll start. We'll start saying our goodbyes. We'll pass it straight away over to Simon.
Thank you very much to everybody in chat. All the spanners, as I'm sure we'll all say, without you in chat, it doesn't make a show. Thank you to Mr. Catflap for I can't leave that now. Catflap is
I'm changing the name. My channel's going to change.
To Mr. Catflap for coming on. Great to see you again. I saw you at Expo last time. It was good to meet. And I'm sorry I missed you this time as well. Thank you to Aidan, and not thank you for talking lots about Expo because it pissed me off even more. I was sat watching it on bloody videos and Facebook, so and well, the miserable old bastard down there in the corner. We won't say anything about him. So, no, thank you, Salford, for at least sort of dragging yourself out of bed to come and sit and grumble at the camera.
Well, you had to have somebody you could call, didn't you?
Yeah, exactly. So,
well, on Thursday it's going to be Ghostbusters. It is Halloween.
yeah. He'd say it looks like a ghost now. So.
It's a poor lad. It's poor.
We love you, Salford. Really.
We love you, really.
Yeah, I'll bring you some Vic round next Monday night, Salford.
That's fucking scary part, isn't it?
Yeah. Especially when he wants to put it on the soles of your feet.
Yeah.
and lick it off again.
We'll pass it over to Salford. Go on, Salford. Just say your goodbyes, my mate.
Right, guys, as we say, without you, we don't have a show. You guys in chat. So thank you for coming over. Massive thanks to Gaz coming on again, who's doing extremely well on his channel.
Thanks, mate.
I guess I better say thank you to Simon. I suppose I have to, really, just out of courtesy, don't I? No, I love him, really. Thank you, Simon. And, of course, without the leader of the show, Mr. Yo, 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 Mr. Big Bro there. Oh, Big Bro, where the fuck did he get that?
Big Bro.
I'm not well. You just have to excuse me. If I had a brain, it'd be fucking dangerous at the moment, I tell you.
And over to our special guest, the wonderful Flatcap.
Yeah, no. First of all, thanks to you three for having me on again. I just look back, actually, it was the 20th of March when I come on, which feels like a lifetime away, but it was my first show. So, no, I appreciate you inviting me back on. I've had a good time. So, thanks to you guys. And everyone in chat, apart from Pud Puffs and Nice Guys, because they're just wind-up merchants. And, yeah, I think the channel is definitely changing to Cat Flap Vapor by the looks of things. But, no, thanks so much.
Expose at once.
Yeah, no, cheers.
I'd like to say Emma and I think it's Tony or Emma's in the chat now. They came up to me. I put a video out about how I started vaping and also about how vaping saved my life and all the troubles I had when my mum passed away. And they came up, and it is in the vlog. They came up and said thank you for the video. It was so nice to meet both of you. Thank you so much for coming and saying hello. I'd like to say thank you very much to all the spanners for looking after us like normal. Without you people in chat, we are nothing. Thank you very much for supporting the show. Before you leave, make sure you put the thumbs up. It does help, or thumbs down if you don't like it. Put the thumbs up. Give us a shout out, a comment, whatever. Just do whatever you can to make it in them analytics. Again, people, we will see you next week, Wednesday. Same bat time, same bat channel. Thank you so much for joining us. And good night.
Bye.
Don't forget to check out my latest video. Also, don't forget to check out 3 Men and a Vape Show live at 8 PM every Wednesday. And also, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you subscribe, ring that notification bell, and we'll catch you later.